All right, so we're about to get started here on taping and mudding this week. I was really surprised. I came back in and checked around and we don't really have any cracks from the pre-fill. I thought we would have some for some of those big wide gaps we did, but I checked around, I didn't really see any. But one thing I want to talk about here real quick before we get started is on this all-purpose mud. Now, I've seen, and I've actually done this before, where open up a box and take your knife and get in there and just start using that mud right out of the box. And you can do that, but this mud is pretty thick. When you go to spread on there to tape it, your tape, it'll go in there. With it being that thick, it kind of sometimes doesn't want to stick in real easy. You can do it, but it's a lot of work. This tape, it's called tape, and most of you probably know this, but it's not, there's no adhesive on it. It's not like an adhesive tape. It's really just thick paper. And so it needs the moisture from the compound to stick it in. And so usually we'll add some moisture to it. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. Again, if you're a DIYer and just needing to do a little bit, you can do like we did in last week's video, where you scoop some of your mud into your tray and you splash a little water into it, and then use your knife and kind of mix it up, thin it out a little bit. But when you're doing a whole lot, what we'll do is take the whole box, dump it into a bucket, and then add water to it and use a drill with a paddle mixer to mix it up to where it's a little bit more runny. It's easier to work with and it's easier to get smoothed out on the wall. All right, so now you can see how much smoother that is. And it's not so runny that it's gonna just drip off my knife, but it's runny enough that it'll smooth out really nice onto the walls. So that's what we're looking for. Alright, so when we're putting tape on the wall, there's a couple different ways we can do this. You can take your 6-inch knife and get your mud and smear it on there, and then you can just lay your tape into there, and then you come back after you got your tape laid in, then you squeeze the mud back out, lays the tape in good. Or there's a couple other kinds of tools. There is what's referred to as a bazooka, which is a very expensive tool that feeds the tape, the mud at the same time, and it extends. You can reach all the corners, you can reach all the seams pretty much from the floor, and but they're very expensive and I don't have one. What I do have is a taping machine, which is more commonly referred to as a banjo. So the way it works is you have your roll of tape in here, you fill it up with mud, feed your tape through it. Somebody's probably going to tell me I'm doing that wrong. I may be doing that wrong. So if I am, somebody correct me. So it closes up, locks up, and then your tape feeds out the bottom here. And when you pull it out, it automatically applies tape to the bottom of it. And so then you can just slap it across the wall and get it to stick, and then either you, or if you have a partner like I do, Evan is over here. I've got all that dormer taped, all except for those top two seams right there, and he is coming behind me and laying the tape into the mud, getting all the excess mud out, and then we put the mud back in the bucket and reuse it. All right, so Evan is here getting some of our corners ready to go, putting our corner beads on. I'm just using these metal corner beads. There's all kinds of different ones. You can get them in plastic, which are really flimsy. You can get them in metal like this, or you can get them with paper over the top of them. I had these, so I'm using these. But one thing about these metal ones or the plastic ones is, if you've ever been in someone's house where you look at a corner of their house and you can see a line next to a corner where the mud is chipped, that's because they've used these kind of a corner bead. And the better ones to use are the ones that have the tape over them, but we can actually make that happen ourselves. When we get ready to do these corners, we can just bed a piece of tape into the corner like this, and then that will eliminate that seam being able to break open. You can just screw them or nail them on here, and you just want to make sure that your screws are embedded enough that when you put your mud on here, that it covers up those screw heads. So this is what happens when you forget to squeeze out the mud from behind your tape, and then you come back 2 days later and it's set up. So let's see if I can. So that gives you an idea of how well that tape adheres, that mud adheres the tape to the drywall itself. So you can kind of see how the two sheets kind of become one. I wanted to take just a minute to explain a little bit about why we tape in mud. some people may have questions. So I have two just cut-offs of drywall here. These are the beveled ends, the finished factory end. And if you don't know this, on these finished wrapped ends, the drywall actually tapers in and creates a dip where these come together. And the point of that is that you can apply your tape here and then you fill that in with mud, and when you sand it, it smooths out, and then once it's painted, it's perfectly flat. You don't end up with a bump there. On your end joints, or what we would call butt joints, where the two sheets come together, you put your tape on there, and then you actually have to feather out your mud way back on either side to kind of hide that there is a little bit of a bump here. So but when you have these put together, a lot of people would maybe think, well, why do you need the tape? Why don't you just fill it in with mud? But you have to understand that houses don't stay still. They move, even if you don't think they do. You don't see it. They settle. They're gonna move. Every house is gonna move a little bit. And so imagine if you have just filled in mud here, and these are just ever so slightly moving this way or pulling apart, or whatever may be the case, you're going to end up with a crack right there. So what you do is you lay your mud in there, you embed your tape into it, which again it's just a piece of paper. It's not tape-like, it's not sticky. And what that does is it keeps the mud from cracking out, and two, it actually helps give a little bit of structure to the walls, because once this tape is applied on there, these sheets of drywall that might want to try to move side to side, now if you've locked these in, they can no longer move. So there might be some questions too. I imagine many of you are not professional drywallers, as I am not, but maybe you're a homeowner and you have a little patch job you need to do, or maybe you've built a wall and you're trying to finish off. It can be tempting to go to the store and buy the mesh fiberglass tape that has an adhesive on it. It's very DIY friendly, user friendly. You don't have to get your mud on there perfect and try to get your tape laid into it. It's got an adhesive on it. Now this is actually just a piece of screen out of a window, but I didn't have a piece of tape. But it's just like this, except it's fiberglass and it has an adhesive on it. And so what you do then is you have your drywall and you take your piece of tape and you can actually stick it on there, and you don't have to hold it. It's got the adhesive, so it sticks on there, and then you can come back, put your mud over it, and it's very easy to use. And I actually used to use it when I bought my first house, and I thought, hey, this is great. I don't know why these guys waste all this time using this paper tape that you have to do all this extra work with. Then I saw it explained to me as to why. So the paper tape, it's not going to pull apart either direction, but it's also rigid side to side. So when you put your tape on your drywall, it doesn't allow it to slide. But if you have this mesh adhesive tape, it's rigid this way and this way. It won't pull apart because it's fiberglass. But imagine you have this taped on here and your house tries to move and there's no structure laterally. So you end up with the ability for that to move, and you'll actually have cracks appear in this stuff. And so I don't use this stuff anymore. It's junk. Maybe it's good for fixing a hole, because that's probably not going to move. But for doing any kind of larger projects, you don't want to use that. So you want to use the paper tape and learn how to use it, and that gives you the best structure and the longest lasting finish. So hopefully that makes sense. and it helps some of you out the same way it helped me out when I first learned. All right, so it's just me today. Evan's been with me the last 2 days, but he couldn't come with me today, or didn't want to, I don't really know. But we got the whole entire house taped and mudded with the exception of just this laundry room and the bathroom. And actually, we did get part of the bathroom done just because we had a little bit of tape left in the banjo. So this strip here, that strip there. And so really there's not a whole lot left to do here. So I'm not going to mix up and use the banjo again because it takes a long time to clean up. So just for this little space, I'm just gonna do it with a knife, apply my mud, put my tape in, and go from there. Well, that wraps up another week here at the farm, and I know it wasn't extremely exciting putting mud and tape on the walls, but hopefully you learned something. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe I did something wrong and someone can teach me. But as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.